Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I am picking up where I left off in OmOneko, the game about cat girls, and I can't emphasize enough that I'm not actually into cat girls. No, I can't, but it's, yeah, it I mean, I feel like I maybe need to clarify some comments I made before, how do I put this? Um, about like how like I'm indifferent about the idea, the concept of you know characters, female characters who have like characteristics of cats, like cat ears, tail, whatever. Um, like how. Like indifferent about the concept in a sense of like oh I don't particularly love or hate them, but if they're going to exist in a story, like if it was my preference, I would prefer them to be like you know sentient equal members of the cast, I guess. Like um, pitting, portraying them as these you know subhuman pets with humanoid characteristics who are nevertheless meant to be titillating to the audience or whatever. Um, oh, there's an ad break coming up. Well, I'll just prattle on until the ads come on, and then um, I'll pause and I'll start once the ads are finished. I just want to finish my little Torviews tangent here. While I kill time till possibly more viewers show up, I guess. I mean, this is not at all the time that I wanted to be doing this stream. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I don't even know if I'm going to have an audience at the moment. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Time just got away from me the past few days. I don't know. That's my excuse, I guess. Shoot, I wonder if maybe I should have. I probably should have pinged Maddie to let him know that I'm streaming this, and I just closed Discord, so now I need to reopen it. Hopefully, this doesn't crash the stream. I mean, I started getting in the habit of closing Discord. Because I was having issues with it crashing, and Maddie, dot dot dot. I'm streaming OmOneko again. Smiley face. There you go. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem that the Nikos are like an oppressed culture of people within the story, within the universe, within the established world that this takes place in. It's kind of all in how it's handled, and I get the feeling from the way Maddie goes on about it. There's a bit of a bait and switch going on that it's leading you to think that these characters are just there to be eye candy for a certain demographic of the audience that just wants to have consequence free sexy cat girls to lust after or whatever, and then turn it around and go, aha, actually this is a story about societal oppression and for these characters who are like borderline sex slaves, if not actual sex slaves. and shame on you for lusting after them, etc. uh, so there's a minute and a half till a break comes up. So yeah, I don't know. Um, it all comes down to the quality of the writing, the quality of what the writer puts into the story. Like the the way things have been expressed thus far don't necessarily have to be a problem. Um, like even Protag's seeming seeming lack of, I don't know, basic human empathy, like the bit where he talks about the Nico getting hit by the car, and he has to get multiple levels of abstraction in his mind in order to consider, how it must feel to have to have been in the car when Nico got run over, instead of considering that, oh man, how would I feel if Claudia got run over? Like, who's basically his childhood friend, companion, I don't know, family member. Like even if you just consider it in the sense that he sees Nikos as being pets, like pets are still family members. You still love and cherish them. And Dev is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Time once again to witness the horrors. Indeed. Certainly there's an ad break imminent. But yeah, briefly before the ads pop up, yeah, I was just going on a Tormuse tangent where I'm like, I'm trusting that this is going somewhere. It all comes down to the quality of the writing. It comes down to the writer's intent. They're like on the surface, it looks like this uncomfortable, I don't know, and it uncomfortably looks like the intent is this consequence free. These non-sentient, sexy cat girls that you're allowed to lust after with no, without having to worry about their feelings or humanity or whatever. Um, and the ads started. Ah, darn it! I'll be right back. And I'm back again. But yeah, what I was getting at was the question is, can Maddie pull it off? You know, like, because it comes down to the quality of the writing, really. Um, like, there, I can think of a number of stories where, like, you can tell the audience, or sorry, the audience, the author had some, had intentions of where to go with, but like maybe didn't execute it as well as it might have liked. Like, just random example. I mean, Dev, if you're still here, I randomly found myself rereading my commentary of for the longest time. If you remember that, you are? Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, for the longest time, that DDLC fanfic, and I don't know. I just found myself reflecting on that whole concept of um, the intent of the author, and like reading through it and being in a state of like how self-aware is this author? Like, does he know? Does he know what this sounds like? Does he know what this looks like? You know, um, it's and like that lack of certainty sort of encroached on my ability to enjoy that story. Uh, Particularly when it turned out there were a lot of things that is like, nope, it looks like the author wasn't aware of those things. um, like, which isn't to say that for the longest time is all bad or anything. It has a lot going for it, but there are a lot of like instances where it's like, that could have been handled better. Narrator, but the author was not. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. On the surface, like like OmOneko looks like it's it's a whole lot of fan service of sexy cat girls, etc., etc. Um, but I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. It's an unexpected sound. Time will tell. Anyway, let's move on right here. So where where did I leave off? Yeah. So yeah, so we just fell asleep on the couch after bringing a feral Nico in, who apparently we've named Shimi, short for sashimi, and I'll see where this goes. This sofa has always been surprisingly comfortable. Dreams of being chased down by rats, not so much. I find myself not wanting to move, but the strange feeling that something's missing gets me up. In the middle of brushing my teeth, it hits my sleep-saturated brain. The feral, Shimi. Wait, was she not there? Shimi's not in the living room. The blanket is gone. Did I dream it? Wait, what? No, I'm sure it wasn't a dream. So where's the feral? It must still be here somewhere. It was way too injured to leave. Still referring to her as it. Then again, this is a feral. If it chose to, it could push itself to death on pure will and adrenaline. Well, if it's still here, there aren't too many places to hide. Beyond finding the excuse me. Beyond finding the feral, how to find it keeps me from searching right away. I mean, the last thing I want to do is startle it. First make tea, then find the feral. As I grab the kettle, Claudia stops humming and gives me a quick smile, and then returns to her chore. The clean laundry is piled on the counter before her. She slowly and carefully folds each piece. Claudia is fully focused on the task. She has to be, as her Nico brain always seemed better suited to abstract concepts rather than a logical one like folding laundry. More assessments, maybe assumptions about what the Nikos are cognitively capable of. Still, Mom really took care to make her feel valuable for doing simple tasks around the house. How is folding laundry an abstract task? Or a logical one. That is a good question. That was the next thing I was I was gonna say, but better suited to abstract concepts rather than a logical one. Like, yeah, I'm not actually quite clear what his meaning is there. Oh well. Uh, I guess I mean concrete. Yeah, probably. Yeah, some kind of tactile task. I don't know. Moving on. Some tasks around the house, and it's pretty cool that she never needs to be told to do them. I guess they give her a sense of purpose. Is that what I've been missing? A sense of purpose? It's too early to get philosophical. Hmm? Oh, sorry, Claus. Talking to myself. Anyway, right now my purpose is to get caffeine into me, then carefully find a feral. So, wait, sorry. Did it not even occur to him to ask Claudia where the feral might be, where Shimi might be? I mean, kind of seems like she might be able to provide useful information about that if she was up before him. Oh well. Anyway, a feral that is loose somewhere in my house and likely not wanting to be found. Hey Claudia, have you seen Shimi? Okay, there you go. Claudia stops her slow practice folding motions and looks at me like I'm speaking gibberish. Does she even know that her name is Shimi? Her innocent, confused expression makes me smile at my own early morning stupidity. I'm sorry, let me start over. The feral Nico, do you know where it is? Claudia smiles, understanding me now, and points down the hall. Close it. Ah, the hall closet, your old hiding place. Closet makes sense, so as to feel safer in there than in the middle of the living room. Shimi. Oh, that? I fed her the fish, and then she actually tried to speak. She sort of said sashimi, but not really. It was... Anyway, we gotta call her something, right? Claudia giggles and shakes her head. Pepper. Shimi. You like that both of the other Nikos are named after food? Mm-hmm. Yeah, delicious. Despite the situation, her comment makes me giggle too. That's my silly girl. Makes me think about a recipe I saw in my cookbook a while back for a crispy fish and bell pepper soup. Maybe I'll make that. Cloud becomes very serious. Scared. You're scared? I should probably say should say that Shimi's scared. The fact that they're barely able to speak coherently really weirds me out. Yeah. Like, they're clearly able to form words, and they're also clearly able to understand him when he speaks in full sentences. So, it is a bit odd. Yeah, I don't know. Claudia shakes her head no. Oh, you mean the feral Shimi's scared? Claudia nods, indicating that's what she was talking about. Again, sorry. Claudia nods, indicating that that's what she was talking about. Just say Claudia nods. The meaning is clear. You don't, like... Sorry, this would be coming back to what I was saying before about the importance of editing and, trying to keep things terse and rolling along whenever possible. Because I was talking about editing in the previous stream. Anyway, moving on. I have no doubt that Shimi's a scaredy cat. She's in pain, and being here is to go against all her instincts. I'd be scared too. Leave it alone or check on the feral? What? Leave it alone? I'm gonna save first on principle. Lots of tell don't show in here too? Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, well, I mean, I do think it's important to check on Shimi. Like, like, yes, I understand that. I understand that she's scared. That's perfectly understandable. But I mean, what would be the benefit of leaving her alone? Um, I mean, you can't. I don't think it's reasonable to just, you know, oh well, ignore her and pretend she's not there. I think we have to check on her. I mean, she's badly injured. It'd be weird to not check on her. So let's check on the feral. I approach the hall closet. Now that there's just this wooden door between me and a feral, I have a new dilemma, one that is keeping me from opening it. I don't want to scare the feral, so when I look inside, I'll try to do it while looking like I'm not actually doing it. I need to look, but in a way that looks like I'm not looking. I mean, you could try speaking to her. I mean, she responded to that before. Oh well. What? Come on, brain. We can do better than this. How about go slow, don't freak it out? Yeah, I definitely don't want to freak it out, but that's the problem. I'm still not sure what to do. I mean, do I knock? I don't want to wake it if it's asleep, but just opening a door could freak it out. There's no protocol here. What if it's not even in there? What if it snuck off somewhere else while Claudio's in the kitchen? God, I feel like an idiot, standing indecisively in front of the hall closet, deciding how to greet an injured feral who may or may not be inside. This is not my greatest moment. Thought experiment of Schrodinger's Nico invites itself into my tangled thoughts, making me smile at my own indecisive clumsiness. But I'm pretty sure that paradox is about a Nico in a box that is potentially alive and dead at the same time, and you don't know which until you open the box. Is this an alternate version of an alternate universe version of Schrodinger's cat? No. Anyway. Dead? My nervous smile fades before that thought can fester more. My hand rises on its own to knock on the door. Shimi, hi. I gently open the door. Don't say that, Maddie. Come on. And Maddie's a DDLC fan. What are you doing here, Maddie? That particular phrase. Anyway, gently open the door just a crack. The box is empty. She's not here. Oh. And then she is? Shimi has snuggled into a nest made of blankets and pillows. She is sitting so still that my mind at first didn't connect the shape of her to her. Almost as if she had become a part of the room itself. But from the back of the walk-in closet, beneath the hanging jackets and things I never wear, a blue eye stares intently at me. Schrodinger's Nico is alive! I'd like to sigh in relief, but the fierce focus about her, something that wasn't there last night, stays my breath. Even as exhausted as I can tell the feral is, the look it gives me is sharp enough to slice diamond. After a moment of simply studying each other, I decide, just checking, I'll leave you alone. And I'll bring you some food in a little bit. The gentle sound of the closet door rolling closed hides the nervous sound of my exhaled breath. I head back to the kitchen. Hey, Claudia, Shimi, the feral has the blankets and pillows we normally keep in the bathroom cupboard. Yeah. You gave them to her? Comfortable now. Ah, good. Hey, I know you'll tell me if there's something she needs or that I should be doing, right, Claus? Happy to be relied upon, Claudia turns to folding laundry with a contented smile. After the rest of my morning bathroom ritual, I realized that I haven't seen Pepper. She wasn't in her room or any of the obvious places. This raises a concern that maybe last night upset her more than I imagined. What does Protag do? What is Protag's occupation? He seems to have nothing to do but spend all day, every day with the Nikos. Oh well. Is there was there a bit of world building somewhere in there that I missed? Anyway, could she have left? Left to where? Where would she go? Hey Claudia, now I'm looking for Pepper. Have you seen her? Claudia sheepishly points towards the backyard. That wasn't one of the places he looked? Looking out the kitchen. Looking out the kitchen window causes the hair on the back of my neck to stand up. There's a figure in the grass, unmoving. Oh my god. Pepper, crumpled in a heap, lies completely still. I rush aside and drop down next to Pepper. She's motionless, her lips barely parted. There's no reaction after placing a hand on her. She's limp, lifeless. Pepper, how? Did she fall off the roof? My mind tries to fill in the blanks of what happened here to understand what could have led to... Wait, did Claudia... Milk. Claudia is standing next to us. I have no idea what she's saying. What? Milk. Her mumbles briefly opening and then closing her eyes. Thank God she's alive. The huge sigh leaving my body seems to take every drop of energy with it. Thought you were dead. Not. Yet. Dead. Pepper's eyes cross and uncross. She mumbles. Redhead. In bed. Fed. Bed. Cornbread. Heat. I looked at Claudia to make sense of this. What's going on? Took milk. Naughty Pepper. Wait, is this... Oh, okay. Did she take the drugged milk that was supposed to go to Shimi? Whoops. Claudia thinks for a minute, then adds for my benefit. Milk for Shimi. Milk for... Claudia mimes sleeping. I slap myself on the forehead. Last night I mixed the antihistamines into that cup of milk. Shimi didn't drink it. It went into the fridge. Pepper woke up this morning, found it, and drank it. Ah. Pepper is sedated. Purr. With the sound of her name, Pepper opens her eyes. She struggles to roll onto her back, so I help her. She reaches up to me and pushes my nose like a button. Boop. Her coordination is off and she sticks her finger into my nostril. Pepper want noodles. Then her eyes close and she starts softly snoring. Incidentally, the fact that Claudia says took milk, my Pepper, milk for Shimi, does that imply that Claudia is aware that the milk had sedatives in it? That she's aware that Protag tried to drug her? Anyway. Then her eyes close and she starts softly snoring. My quiet home has become a madhouse. It takes me a little while to relax from that scare and panic. I really thought Pepper was dead. I feel like I've aged 10 years since brushing my teeth. It's early morning and I'm ready to go back to bed. I scoop up Pepper, surprised by how light she feels in my arms. Not unlike a rag doll, the slender muscles of her petite frame are completely relaxed from the antihistamines, but she still feels firm and powerful in my hands as I cradle and carry her back inside. Even her completely flaccid tail feels like an industrial strength thick rope. That amount of antihistamines was a lot for Pepper. She isn't even close to Shimi's size. Sorry, in which direction? You're saying that she's small? That Pepper is smaller than Shimi? Don't really know what the scale. Oh, whatever. Moving on. Figure she's gonna be loopy for a while. I'll have to keep an eye on her and make sure she's okay. Living room is probably the most convenient place to do that, as well as the most comfortable for her. I lay her gently on the sofa. Noodles. I spend a moment letting the lingering adrenaline clear out of my system. Watching Claudia helps calm me. She moves with methodical precision, making sure that each piece of laundry is folded perfectly. Once she finishes folding the last piece, I ask, "Have you eaten?" "Yeah." Since Claudia can't cook, that means her breakfast was the last of the cat bread. After the drama with Pepper, I can't decide if I'm hungry or not. I'd better make something. I finally pour myself a cup of tea. Meanwhile, the kitchen fills with the aroma of bread and cheese warming in the toaster. Finished with the laundry, Claudia heads outside, checking her flowers to see if any are thirsty. She waits till they're very dry and then soaks the ground beneath them. I always thought she should give them less water more often. Houseplants too, but it's her thing, so I just stay out of her way. Besides, if it wasn't for Claudia, I'm pretty sure the backyard would be barren and all the plants in the house would be dead. I'm just not that good at remembering to water the flowers and bushes. Good thing she's more attentive than I am. Oh? Could that be some foreshadowing, perhaps? With warm tea on my lips, I feel my muscles finally starting to really relax from the pepper nonsense. What a morning. I hope later on I'll look back on all this and find it funny. Later. I stop my musing. Something feels off. Goosebumps. Some quiet unease. I'm aware of the air. It's as if the pressure in the room suddenly changed. Something tickling my subconscious. A feeling of being watched? Outside, Claudia is busy watering the flowers. She certainly isn't watching me. Is it she, me, presumably? I should grab my phone. I need a distraction. Oh! Shimi! My gasp causes Shimi to reflexively crouch ever so slightly. You scared the hell out of me. A moment ago she wasn't there, now she is. I didn't hear her approach at all. Alert, Shimi is nothing like the pathetic creature wrapped in the blanket on my living room floor from last night. There's an unmistakable tension about the feral. Like a cocked crossbow ready to loose, Shimi stands perfectly still, watching my mouth make words as I talk to myself. It's pretty unnerving to be locked in her primal gaze. Did the commotion I made with Pepper bring you out of your hiding place? That and the smell of the cheese toast. Shimi still looks rough, wounded and tired, but untamed. I blink several times, breathe, and attempt to diffuse some of the tension. Hello, Shimi. She coughs, which causes her to wince slightly and tighten her hold on her ribs, but doesn't undo her poker-faced blank stare. I see that you're wearing one of Mia's old shirts. Mia was my girlfriend. Was. Shimi simply stands, glaring at me. I guess the 2 bags didn't hold all of her stuff. Anyway. Do you know she fit everything? Do you know she fit everything she owned in 2 small bags when she left? Well, it seems she didn't take everything. Yeah. He had to bring up the 2 bags, of course. That's a little weird for Mia. She doesn't like to leave things undone. Shimi keeps completely still, just watching me speak at her. I'm guessing that Claudia gave you that shirt to wear? Good. I'm glad you have it. Still nothing, other than an unblinking stare. Not sure what I'm expecting. You're hungry? Good, that means I can get some food and medicine into you. Rest and good food will speed your recovery. She's holding her ribs and busted arm with her good arm. I have a feeling that unless I can keep her from moving around, she's likely to injure herself even more. The movement causes Shimi to shift suddenly, freezing me in place. This small exertion causes her a fresh wince of pain. When the feral relaxes back to its guarded pose, I move more slowly, taking care not to spook it again as I make my way carefully around the kitchen. I'm watched intently the whole time while I grab a can of tuna from the cabinet. Yeah, sorry, I'm just curious. She kind of goes back and forth between referring to Shimi as Shimi or the feral. And there, you used pronoun her over here when when he's been referring to her as it up till now. Yeah, the small addition causes her a fresh wince of pain. When the feral relaxes back to its guarded pose. That could be a deliberate choice to reflect, Protag's sense of, growing empathy towards Shimi. Dev says that you're talking about show versus tell. I mean, hey, like, switching between referring to her as her instead of it, could be a subtle way of reflecting his changing feelings about her. Like, he started talking to her. Yeah, Shimi sensibly still watched me speak at her. Still nothing other than being very much sure what I'm expecting. She's holding her ribs. But as soon as she reacts in a way that reminds him that she's quote unquote feral, then he switches back to referring to her as it. Anyway, moving right along. I'm watching intently the whole time while I grab a can of tuna from the cabinet. I'm going to keep talking in a low voice, partly to try and keep you calm, and partly to keep me calm. Feral's eye lights up as I spork the tuna out of the can and into a bowl, juice and all. Shimi's extremely hungry, but her gaze is like cold steel and suspicious of my every movement. I'm not going to lie, you're pretty intense. My friend Goro, the other human that treated you last night, he left for the army. He was making fun of me for getting freaked out when I thought you were a giant rat in my bushes. I crush up an antihistamine pill and an eco-friendly pain reliever and add them to the tuna. Well, Shimi, here we go. Fish for you and a straitjacket for me. Moving slowly, I balance her bowl, a spork, my cheese toast and tea. Limping, Shimi moves with me, maintaining her distance. Her face is that of a statue, but it doesn't hide the pain she's in. Back to referring to her as she. I leave the bowl at the end of the table closest to her, and set myself down with my tea and cheese toast. For several moments, Shimi does nothing except hover in a shadow. She looks at the bowl, then to me, and then back to the bowl. It's not gonna eat itself. Go on, that's for you. Eventually, she comes to the table. Shimi picks up the bowl, but not the spork, and leaves. Limping down the hallway, she slips back into the closet where she was camping this morning. Before disappearing, she regards me coldly for several moments. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering a bunch of things, like how much does she understand of what he's saying? It's possible she understands all of it. How much does she understand of the fact that he ground drugs into her food? I mean, maybe she's maybe she understands that too. Maybe who knows how she feels about that. Maybe she, meekly accepts it, maybe she's just conditioned to accept that sort of thing. Or maybe she recognizes that could be good for her, or maybe, I don't know. So much speculation, let's move on. She stepped into the closet, slamming the door shut behind her. Baby steps, I guess. Claudia's returned from outside. Oh, nothing, Claus, just thinking out loud. She spends a moment gazing down the hallway towards the closet. Why, that cat? Shimi? The feral Nico doesn't know how we eat at a table. Claudia looks at me seriously. Wildcat. Riot cat. Pepper sits up to echo Claudia mumbles something else and flops back onto the sofa. Oh yeah, was Pepper lying on the sofa the whole time that exchange with Shibi happened? Oh boy, we got a spam bot in chat here. You go ban. Bye bye. Anyway, yeah, Pepper sits up. I read that. Ignoring Pepper's drugged up chatter, I keep my focus on Claudia. There's something in her expression that makes me want to probe deeper into what she means by wildcat. But then a loud snore from Pepper catches our attention. Naughty Pepper. Yep, our naughty Pepper. Claudia just stares over at the sofa. Oh, I guess he's reading from his phone again. Either way, the odds of accidentally catching himself on fire were greater than 0, which was higher than he generally likes those odds to be. Is that a quote from something? Shimi will sleep on her belly full of tuna and antihistamines. Still can't believe we have an injured feral in the hall closet. I can't imagine how Mom would react if she knew. I think not well would be an understatement. Claudia stifles a giggle, but seriously, Mom would lose her mind if she knew I was being this reckless. Checking on Pepper, she's smaller than the feral, thus had about twice the dose of antihistamine that I would have given to her intentionally. But my worry seems wasted. She's fine, happily sleeping the day away. Pepper's been dealing with a lot of stress. She can use the rest. Before dinner, I carry Pepper back to her bed and tuck her in. She mumbles in her sleep as dreams fill her head. Rats. You go get him, Pepper. For dinner, I make that crispy fish and bell pepper soup. I don't have any scallions, but substituting a yellow onion works well enough. Onions! Return to the onions, Stev, if you're still here. Or if you're not, then that's not going to make sense to anyone. Anyway, yeah, something yellow onions worked well enough. Claudia, of course, helps and cleans up for me. I consider that the rich, savory smells might entice Shimi out of her nest, but it doesn't happen. Well, I mean, he kind of drugged her up there. Although Pepper's absence is felt, it's actually nice with just Claudia and I. I think I should be Claudia and me. Whenever it's like that sort of formatting, like you and I, he and I, she and I, or like if you imagine it without Claudia and, it's actually nice with just I. Doesn't make as much sense as actually nice with just me. I think it should have been with Claudia and me. Oh well. This is all new territory, by the way. This is beyond the part that I proofread when I did the bit of proofreading way back. Oh well, moving on. Looks like it's just you and me for dinner. Low stress, hey Claus? Something that the house has not been for a while. She looks around, her ears searching for any sounds, then nods and smiles. Quiet now. Peaceful. It's nice. Yeah, it is nice. Something else nice comes to mind. A quiet meal, something unexpected? What is this choice? I mean, in principle, I'm going to save it before I... What, I can choose something unexpected? I don't understand. What am I choosing here? This second option for the Spanish Inquisition. Can I bring up history when I can? Something else comes to mind, dot, dot, dot. Quiet meal, something else. Is this like some like psychology test or something? Is this could it lead to a different ending or something based on what my preferences are or something? Is it timed? Maybe I should have picked an answer faster. I don't know. Let's go with something unexpected for the content. As Claudia putters around the kitchen, I get an idea. Hey, Klaus, go grab a blanket, please. Unable to find a single reason why I want a blanket in the kitchen at dinner time, Claudia just blinks. Trust me, I think you'll like this. Confused but trusting, she goes. I collect the spoons and bowls Claudia already pulled out and grab some snacks that will go well with soup. Maybe that was more of that dating simulator formatting. Maybe I was supposed to pick something quiet to appeal to Claudia or something like that. I don't know. Whatever, moving along. I guess that will go with the soup. I'm unable to hide a smirk as a hesitant Claudia hands me the blanket. Alrighty. Whatever I'm up to and all the snacks I pulled out have her quite curious. I can tell she wants to ask what's going on, but she's enjoying the suspense. Picnic? When I lay the blanket on the grass, she exclaims, Picnic! Yeah, it's been a long time since we had one. Let's bring this stuff out. This really is such a small thing, eating outside instead of at a table. Still, the excitement in her voice is unmistakable, and makes my own smile grow to match hers. There's something about a picnic that makes a meal fun, special. The late afternoon sun, flowers, and soft breeze are the perfect setting. Sitting here eating in Claudia's easy company reinforces the peaceful mood. Everything seems to slow down. All around us, sing birds act as accompaniment to our quiet meal. Soup may not have been the best choice for a picnic, but we managed with no spills. This is nice, right? Yeah, very. Just us. Yeah. Just me and Claudia. So no nervous excitement of dealing with a feral she-me, no frustration trying to satisfy a predictably unpredictable Pepper, nothing but a simple picnic, at least for this moment. Claudia's done a great job putting up with Pepper. I appreciate her help with the feral too. I'm about to mention it when she begins humming as she eats. It's the same short musical phrase that she's sung for as long as I can remember. Sung in italics. Just watch Claudia as she happily hums, surrounded by our garden and all the well-tended flowers and bushes. Lush grass stretches around us like a soft green carpet. Colorful flowers of every hue sway gently in the warm breeze, their scents adding sweet flavor to the aroma of the soup. Claudia has carved out a little slice of heaven here, a perfect little escape. I really don't take the time to appreciate it as much as I should. Actually, if it wasn't for the grill, I don't think I'd ever come out here. In a way, I feel like a visitor. I'm watching Claudia enjoying herself. She really is in her element in the garden, connected to it in a way that is both strange and intriguing. She complements and encompasses the scene around me like the centerpiece of an elegantly crafted floral display, amplifying it. Makes me appreciate it and all the work she does. Hummingbirds? I'm unable to do anything except savor this small bit of peace and just relax to the music of birdsong and Claudia's humming. I had no idea how stressed I was until this moment when it all fell away. Claudia's hair and the eyes capture and hold the late afternoon sun. Hair and eyes capture and hold the late afternoon sun. I'm lost in the glow of both, the light that holds the day for a little while longer and the light that sparkles deep in her eyes. I find myself thinking about nothing at all. Claudia notices I've stopped eating and I've just been watching her. She looks back at me expectantly, waiting, as if the reason that I'm looking at her is because I'm about to say something. When I don't, she gives me a questioning smile. Staring. Appreciating. This makes her blush, which makes me grin, and then for no reason at all we both giggle. This picnic was a good idea. The blissful calm is such a contrast to earlier. It's nice to be able to just kick back and enjoy ourselves like this. Towards the end of our meal, Claudia gets a distracted look about her. It seems like there's something on her mind. She doesn't mention anything though, she just looks out into the middle distance of the yard. Tired? Claudia looks at me but doesn't respond. She smiles a tired smile. Yeah, the past week has been nuts. I got a lot of sleep, but I'm still exhausted, and she got up before me this morning. You know, an additional thought crosses my mind. Um, I mean, Claudia being quick to volunteer, Pepper drank Shami's milk in response to Protag wondering why Pepper was passed out, uh, does carry the implication that Claudia is aware that the milk was drugged, and that's the reason that Pepper got put to sleep. And then now it's suddenly occurring to me, we only have Claudia's word for it that Pepper was naughty or whatever. Maybe Claudia gave her the milk. Maybe she wanted this alone time with Protag. That's starting my speculative mind just spiraling out in other directions. I mean, Protag moved back into this house with his girlfriend. On the condition they look after Claudia when his mom moved away, and once Mia left, this is like the first time she's had the opportunity to be alone with Protag since since they were kids. And I don't know. I just got starting me thinking, maybe Claudia's more cunning than she than Protag perceives her to be, and maybe she wanted Pepper to get drugged, to get this alone time or whatever. Anyway, that's just speculation. Moving right along. She got up. Sorry, got a lot of sleep, but I'm still exhausted, and she got up before me this morning. Hopefully things will calm down around here. We could use more moments like this. What was that fade out there with the smile fading from her face? Anyway, you're allowed to turn on the lights, right? You are aware I am perfectly capable of seeing in the dark, are you not? That quote sounds familiar. It feels familiar. Where have I seen those lines before? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Later, Claudia paints her nails in her room and decides to have an early night. I watch some TV, then do the same. Okay. A crow, I guess? It's dark. I have no idea what time it is. Another weird dream. I feel myself fading, drifting back to glorious... It takes a moment for me to understand what's happening. It's dark. There's OmOneko in my room. Sorry, is it? Okay. I guess it's... That vague shape is Shimi there. I'm suddenly conscious of the fact, looking over the other monitor there, I think this monitor is brighter than this one. I can see the shape of presumably Shimi better on the second monitor than this one. I don't know. Is this monitor fading, or if I just had this one too bright all along? I don't know. I was just that's why I was trying to like craning my neck, looking up and down. I was wondering if like, because it's one of those monitors where like you look at it too far from one angle and you lose some detail. I don't know, characteristic of LED monitor or something, I guess. Anyway, moving right along. Claudia? Boop. Is it Pepper then, I guess? The hell? Pepper? She reaches out and presses my nose like a button. Boop. Why? Pepper emphasizes her reply while gently tapping the tip of my nose. Pepper, hungry. Go eat something. No. Boop. Maybe now that she's out of her sedated coma from Shimi's spiked milk, Pepper's not sure what's safe to snack on. Pepper, what? Noodles. Or maybe she wants me to get up and cook her some noodles. Okay, Pepper, I'll feed you. A defeated sigh acknowledges the end of sleep for now. I roll out of my comfortable bed. My blurry eyes catch Shimi's shadowy form slipping back into the hall closet, which freezes me mid-step. The Pharaoh's been exploring. Between two consecutive sentences, flipping from Shimi to the Pharaoh. Anyway, a strange thought creeps into my weary head. Was Pepper worried about Shimi? Is that why she woke me up? Faster, stepper, feed the pepper. I guess not. The clock in the oven insists that it's 3:06 a.m. Crumble. Stir fry with noodles seems like a quick and healthy enough meal to satisfy Pepper and get me back into my soft, warm bed. As the ingredients simmer in oil, a tingling at the back of my neck causes me to stand straight up. Instinctively, and I'm fully awake now and afraid. But why? Of what? Pepper, distracting herself with one of Claudia's hair scrunchies, isn't paying any attention to me. That's when, in the shadows of the foyer, I catch sight of Shimi. Her appearance is like a cup of strong coffee spilled on my lap. Like a sentient shadow out of some mythical dark land, the Pharaoh hovers at the edge of the black veil, watching. I breathe and whisper, "Hello, Shimi." Pepper's eyes and ears flatten as she glances towards Shimi. Then she loses interest and returns to testing the elasticity of the scrunchie. Still keep my voice low. You're hungry too, Shimi? The Pharaoh emerges a bit from the layered darkness. I need to feed them both, which gives me an idea. Careful of my movements, I add more ingredients to the stir-fry, then grab Goro's medical bag from the cabinet under the sink. After crushing up some meds, I ask Pepper to... Grab 3 bowls and sporks, please. Oh, okay. I asked Pepper to grab 3 bowls, okay. Excited to get some yummies, Pepper drops the scrunchie and does as I ask. Yip, sporks and bowls and casseroles. She's far too awake for 3 in the morning. I fill 2 bowls with food. Pepper takes one and heads over to the table. Wait for everyone, Pepper. Peppery? Peppery protests softly emanate from the table. I mix the meds into Shimi's bowl. Shimi retreats, watching as I juggle the med bag, 2 sporks, a bowl of food, and an empty bowl over to the table. Leaving the seat closest to Shimi empty and Goro's bag on the floor, I place just 1 bite of the spiked noodles into the empty bowl. Then I point at the chair. Shimi, if you want to eat, you need to come over here and sit. Sit here. Shimi stares. Pepper huffs, whining at me, then looks over at Shimi and flicks her ears. Shimi quickly glances at Pepper, but her attention is fixed on me and the bowl. I know it smells good. There's a pause. Then Shimi haltingly steps to the bowl and waits as I tempt her. Steps to the table and waits as I tempt her with the bowl. This is a sort of poker game. If I come on too strong, it'll push her away. Pepper is not pleased that I'm still making her wait to eat, but she curiously watches my plan unfold. After another long moment, Shimi takes her place at the table. Supported by her good hand, she lowers herself into the chair. Her locked stare on me is momentarily broken by a flash of pain as she finally sits. Something clearly bothers her. Get him, Pepper. Pepper animatedly shovels noodles into her face, distracting Shimi. By placing the bowl on the table draws back the feral's attention. She takes the bowl, but not the spork. As expected, she steps away from the table and down the hallway as quickly as her injuries allow. But having just one bite to eat and unsatisfied, she returns a moment later. She moves slowly, hobbled by a deep suspicion, hunger and pain. Her limp is more pronounced. Pepper eats, pretending she isn't watching us. I feel bad about making her sit every time she comes back, but Shimi, I really need you at the table. We go back and forth. I give Shimi one bite, she steps away, then comes back. After several trips, Shimi overcomes her instincts to flee and remains at the table. Yeah, there's an ad break coming up in 5 minutes. I'll pause when the ads start. Anyway, moving along. I just don't know any other way to keep you from running off. Pepper finishes her dinner and seems amused at the game I have to play with Shimi. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could just let her eat on her own if that's what she prefers. I mean, she has every reason to be afraid. I mean, you don't actually know what happened to her. I mean, there's a reference to broken ribs and apparently a broken arm as well. And not to mention the blood. I mean, she's got some. She apparently endured a severe beating. Which again, contributes to the the notion that she probably wasn't injured, in a fight with another feral or something like that. There was talk of them, slashing each other to shreds. Even though I'm skeptical that is actually what happened to the ferals in that other story. But the talk of broken bones suggests a different sort of injury is what I'm getting at. 3.5 minutes till that break. Anyway, moving on. Pepper finishes her dinner and seems amused by the game I have to play with Shimi. Meds really kick in fast, not like when Goro gave her the shot, but Shimi gets very mellow. Each additional bite means more medicine, and as Shimi watches my mouth make words, her movements become progressively slower, gluey. Last to go, the fierce glare finally softens and her eyelids droop. Finally, I'm comfortable that Shimi's ready, or at least sedated enough. I point at my arm, then point at her arm. I need to change your bandage. Shimi looks at me blankly. Something a bit in the chair now, she's having trouble keeping her eyes open. As gently as I can, I reach over and slowly undo the bandage on the feral's arm. Slip back into referring to her as the feral. The contact causes her breathing to quicken and she tenses, but the meds have her in their grasp and she doesn't pull away. After a short pause, her breathing becomes shallow and I resume tending to her arm. 2 minutes to ad break. Slowly and with great care, my hands work the bandage. I speak softly to fill the uneasy silence. Have to change this bandage. Want you to get better. It's all very new for both of us and complicated by our collective nervousness. Every time her breathing changes, I freeze and slowly back off, and the whole time Shimi watches me with half-closed, wild eye. Even in her tranquilized state, her focus on me is primal. You'll be back to living the dream very soon, hiding away from people, murdering rabbit. Why say rabbits? Rats, murdering rats. I got the long dark on the brain. I'll have to go back to playing the long dark later. That's this game where you really do murder rabbits. Anyway, back to living the dream very soon, hiding away from people, murdering rats. Part of my mind is crying out that I shouldn't be this close to this creature. I'm sure that a muffled part of her brain is saying the same thing, but we push through. Now some antibiotic cream to make sure you don't get an infection. Shimi's breathing slows more, deepening and taking her to the place of easy sleep. Still, she watches my mouth as I talk at her. Takes time, but the old bandage is removed from her arm. Cream and a fresh new bandage are applied. She's almost completely limp at this point, but still, her eye refuses to close. After her arm, a careful cleaning of dinner from her fingers. Now time to attend to Shimi's tail. Just touching it makes the feral wince, which caused me to pause till her posture relaxes again. Redoubling my efforts to carefully support it, especially when reapplying a splint, seems to help. Oh, outbreak is imminent. Maybe I'll just take the break now. I'll be right back. And back again. Where was I? Just attending to her tail, right? Oops. Redoubling my efforts to carefully support it, especially when reapplying the splint, seems to help. When we're done, I lean back, satisfied. I'm pretty sure I did a good job, not too tight anywhere. I know the cream feels soothing, maybe this will get easier. This whole time, Pepper has been eyeing me with an oddly pleased expression. The entire delicate procedure, from tricking Shimi to stay at the table to securing the final bandage, was strangely amusing to her. What? Pepper just sniggers. Time to make her useful. Glad you enjoyed dinner and the show. Now, how about you clean up the dishes? She looks as if she's about to tell me no. But before I can get angry about her lack of appreciation for my getting up in the middle of the night and feeding her, Pepper's eyes light up. Chores, reward. I smile at Pepper and clean up the old bandages. Shit, I forgot all about the chores reward thing. It's almost a full week since I promised good Nikos who do their chores get rewards. I still need to come up with a reward. In the kitchen, Pepper does a much too quick and half-hearted cleanup of the plates in a pan. I already know that job will need to be redone. We can focus Pepper's attention to detail later, one crisis at a time. The yawn leaves my mouth before I'm aware it's coming. Instantly, my eyes go to half-mast. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be asleep. My announcement makes Pepper snicker as she heads to her room. Yeah, I don't know if we try to approach this. I made the comments earlier about possible alternate motivations that Claudia might have, and I start thinking, wonder what might Pepper's motivations be if she isn't simply like the agent of chaos that she's depicted to be, or at least as Protag seems to perceive her to be. And hey, R Cyclone, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Are you enjoying the game so far? It's interesting. It's how do I put this? Like, I'm putting a lot of trust in the notion that the author is going somewhere with it, because like on the surface it's like this whole notion of a subhuman race that the audience is seemingly intended to lust after or whatever is kind of off-putting to me. Like all things considered, I'm indifferent about cat girls. It is, yeah. I gather that's by design, and like I said, it's sort of been heavily implied to be that the plot of the story is going somewhere with that. I'll find out where it's going as I go along, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's I take it have you played it already, our Cyclone? Should I recognize your name? Are you on the dev team or something and I'm embarrassing myself? Yeah, you have? Okay. But yeah, yeah, like I just on a general level, I'm kind of indifferent to the whole concept of cat girls. I mean, just I suppose some people really like them, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, take them or leave them, I guess. Like I don't love them or hate them. It's just they're just whatever. Nash. Okay, I just saw your stream on the OmOneko Discord. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I did a bit of proofreading for like the demo, so up to Shimi's initial appearance, but I'm at a point where I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything from this point on, so it's all due to me after this. It's fair. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. Yeah. um, yeah. It's yeah. I don't know what else to say, but beyond what I've already said. It's like I've got I have I can be opinionated. I have strong feelings about, you know, social justice issues, oppression, yada yada yada, and it's this, it's depicting a race of people who are very uh, who are very oppressed. I mean, they're I mean they're sort of depicted as, or at least perceived to be, I don't know, less intelligent, less maybe less self-aware. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe they're more aware than they're letting on. Like maybe they have their own society. Like he's just so dismissive about the concept of ferals, or you know, or ferals or whatever. Kind of are more like pets. Yeah, I mean that's it's definitely like the narration and Protag's inner monologue definitely you know, treats them as though, or as though, you know, as though they're pets. Although in some ways it feels like even less than pets. Like um, you know, the detail that I'm hung up on, and I've already mentioned it a couple of times, is um, Protag talking about his girlfriend hitting Nico with with her car, and he's sort of like, well, I guess I can imagine they sort of look like human, and I guess in that sense maybe it makes sense to get upset about running one over. And you know, it has these levels of abstraction, like oh, he has to think about it to arrive at the conclusion that, oh, actually, maybe that's upsetting, you know, and like even though he grew up with Claudia, so he has a point of reference for thinking, oh yeah, if Claudia got hit by a car, that would be hella upsetting, you know. Um, like you know, like if uh like you know, in real life, if someone ran over a cat or a dog with a car, they'd be traumatized, you know. Like that's um you know, people love their pets. People see pets as family members. They are family members. You know, you know what I mean. Like it, it's like in Protag's mind, Nikos are like at a lower level than pets. You know what I mean? Like 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 you know. Like, you know, I hope I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm communicating clearly. Yeah, it seems inconsistent sometimes. Yeah, like I don't know. That doesn't it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, like just to be clear, like this doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be part of Protag's personal journey in becoming more aware and more, you know, more empathetic towards the the plight of the Nikos, and certainly the way he interacts with Shimi seems to reflect that. The way he keeps going back and forth between calling her her and calling her it. I'm assuming, or at least I'm hoping, that that's a deliberate choice. Sometimes he refers to the feral and it, and sometimes he refers to her as Shimi and her, you know, calling her by her name. And I think it's supposed to be a reflection of him going back and forth between feeling empathetic toward her and reminding himself, like, oh right, it's a scary feral and I have to be cautious, etc., etc. You know, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but yeah, like that. Like that's the reason that, like, that whole thing about the thing with the Nico that got run over by the car. I sort of got hung up on that particular point because it's like, they're not just subhuman, they're sub-pet. They aren't even good enough to be pets in Protag's mind, which is weird when he grew up with one of them. You know, that's it's one of those things. And I was talking about that. The how well this can be pulled out. Like it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a bad thing that is written that way. It all comes down to execution as this unfolds. We'll see how it goes. Like he forgot or something. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, move right along. Manson makes Pepper snicker as she heads to her room. Maybe triggered by Pepper's movement down the hall, Shimi wobbles to her feet. I was slightly concerned about this. I mean, she has broken bones, apparently, and it just expressed that she's so sedated that she was barely able to keep her eye open and unable to resist when he's tending to her bandages. Should she really be walking? I'd be worried about her falling or something. Anyway, moving on. Almost stumbling and nearly brushing against me, the feral moves over to the living room's window. Swaying slightly, she peels back the curtain and checks behind. Then, supporting herself on the wall, she clumsily manages to make her way back into the closet. O fortune, like the moon, you are changeable, ever waxing, ever and waning. Hateful life first oppresses and then soothes as fancy takes it. Poverty and power, it melts them like ice. What are these quotes here? A few days later. Oh, is it waiting for me? Oh, okay. So do we just have a time skip here? Eggs. Milk. I have eggs in the list and there's milk in the fridge. What else do we need? Milk. No, we have milk. Well, our lunch of savory galettes bakes in the oven. Claudia and I work the grocery list. It's not going as smoothly as it normally does. Wait, did he determine what the chores reward was going to be? I thought he said it was already a week. Oh well. Need milk now. I just bought milk. We have a full bottle. Claudia shakes her head. No. Claudia, look. I sigh and open the refrigerator. A bottle of milk sitting front and center is almost empty. That doesn't make sense. I just bought it. Oh, there are 4 of us in the household that drink milk now. Before, it was just me and you. Mia never drank... Mia, damn it. Now I'm thinking of Mia. I don't want to think about Mia, and yet I'm still perplexed at how easily it all fell apart. That she could suddenly snap and make Claudia the scapegoat of her car accident. Or how... still put the bags. Or how she fit everything she owns in 2 bags. Just can't get my head around any of it. Well, I mean, reading between the lines, I mean, there may be more going on than what Protag's inner monologue is led on, but I think it would make a lot of sense if Mia was already super uncomfortable with Claudia being present before the car accident, and the car accident gave her an excuse to want to kick Claudia out. But she was already prepared to deliver that ultimatum. But more than that, she was probably already packed up before she delivered the ultimatum. I think she. It kind of sounds like. I mean, it kind of sounded like their relationship. This isn't an invitation to give spoilers or anything. This is me speculating out loud. Oh yeah, I should probably put a no spoiler tag on this thing, just in case. Um, but yeah, sorry. I like to speculate out loud about things. It's how I roll. Um, but I'm just thinking. Yeah, their relationship was kind of on the rocks anyway. Like Goro was, Goro's reaction was kind of like, yeah, finally you broke up. Like, yeah, I get it was finally. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Um, um, so it probably occurred to Mia that if she gave the ultimatum, she didn't expect Protag to side with her. She expected Protag to say, no, I can't get rid of Claudia, and she was going to use that as her excuse to leave, but she wanted to leave anyway. Yeah, like this, how she fit everything in, she owns a 2-pack. Like, she was already packed up, dude. She was already preparing to leave. Anyway, moving right along. Just can't get my head around any of it. It all floods back. I need to get past this. It's over, and I don't want to feel anything about her anymore. But I do. Claudia clears her throat. There's a hint of disappointment in her stare. Milk, yes, you were right. Her mild glower relaxes at my admission. What else do we need? Claudia hides it well, but I can tell she's tired. Yeah, it seems about the 2 bags thing? Yeah. I feel very tired too, which is weird. My sleep hasn't been the greatest, but except for the noodle fast at 3 in the morning a few nights ago, the past few days have been largely uneventful. Pepper and Claudia have mostly been getting along. Shimi and I have had several successful sessions of trading food for wound care. We're even getting into a rhythm of sorts, although one of the things I haven't gotten used to is Shimi's talent for suddenly appearing. Oh, speak of the devil. Like right now. Claudia's glance towards the foyer alerts me to the Feral's presence. Yeah, the Feral. Even anticipating her being there, I still get a fleeting rush of adrenaline at seeing Shimi. Looks like we'll have a guest for lunch. Claudia and Pepper quietly observe my dealing with the Feral over their lunch. Oh yeah? It's hunger that drives Shimi from her hiding place. Only after everyone is seated will she let me coax her to join us. Shimi eats, and once sedated, lets me change her bandages. There's a weird and clumsy connection we're forging. She picked up the arrangement surprisingly quickly, but still stressful for both of us. Even sedated with meds coursing through her system, she sometimes trembles at me being so close, but she tolerates this because in return she gets food and soothing cream. Shimi's tranquilized watch on me seems to sharpen and focus if I meet her gaze, so I don't. The inner conflict the Feral's dealing with is blatant, understandable but no less unnerving, yet my slow movements and soft reassurances seem to quell enough of the fear to where we're both able to get through it. I don't think that I'm in any danger of you suddenly attacking me or anything, and this is important. Clean bandages means faster healing, right? Reapply the splint to her tail. She still is evidently in a lot of pain when she moves, but at least I'm not seeing any obvious signs of infection. I'm amazed that I've earned enough of a Feral's trust that she's almost become accustomed to me being this close to her, letting me touch her, rub a cream, apply bandages. It's a pretty thrilling part of my day, to be honest. Claudia and Pepper, done eating, head off in different directions. I must have finished work on the Feral's wounds. Most of the time, Shimi just sleeps, but I know she comes out at night, running around and... Actually, I'm not sure what she does. But while I do know that Shimi's been collecting things, our Feral is a bit of a magpie and is taken to hoarding, there's a spot behind the curtains where I keep finding her stuff. Magpie, that's a term I haven't heard in a while. Magpie being a term for a hoarder. I'm not sure what the origin of the term magpie as a term for hoarder comes from. I don't know. Somewhere in my mind, I think of it as an Australian term because I think I first heard the term used by an Australian person, but it might not actually have origins there. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. At first, I was going to clean it all up, but I decided to let you. Uh, sorry, hold on. Okay, so he's talking about the hoarding, and then I switched to speaking aloud. At first, I was going to clean it all up, but I decided to let you keep the three newest things you've hidden and only put away the older stuff. At the moment, she has a box of matches, a spork, and a can of crushed tomatoes. A box of matches could be concerning if, she's like more intelligent and capable than she lets on. Oh well. Anyway, matches make sense. Cooking, keeping warm, even cavemen used fire. Do they make sense? I mean, everything in your internal monologue suggests that you think of them as being like unintelligent animals. But okay, what could go wrong? I know, right? Anyway, the spork sort of makes sense as a useful tool, but even though I catch her watching us using ours to eat, Shimi doesn't seem to be able to grasp the concept of how it works. I know the sedation doesn't help, but the few times she tried to use it, she got more food on the table than into her mouth. You can strike a match, but you can't use a spork. Nico brains are strange things. Can she strike a match? I'm sorry, did you witness her striking a match? Or are you just if you believe she's capable of striking a match, I kind of feel like you should be a little more concerned about that, but what do I know? What could go wrong indeed, Anyway. But even so, the can of crushed tomatoes is simply bizarre. I seriously doubt she has a can opener somewhere out there. It's also interesting that your nest and your stash are in different places. Is that how the ferals do it? Keep your important stuff hidden in a different place from where you sleep? Anyway, if keeping a stash is easing your anxiety, then there's no harm in letting you have a small hoard behind the curtains. Shimi gives me a long stare. Even heavily sedated, it is wild and piercing. After only a moment of looking deep into the abyss that is her primordial gaze, it becomes uncomfortable and I look away. It's some kind of void in there, a dark forest, the kind of place where one could easily get lost. That's weird. My thoughts aren't usually that deep, flowery. Well, I'm not really sure, but it's definitely strange being near her. We finish up just as her eyes start to close. Oh. And got a choice, so I'm personally going to save it. My choices are give the feral space or try an ear rub. I don't know. I don't like the idea of the ear rub, frankly. I mean, it's. I mean, okay. The other option is give the feral space. Like it feels like give the feral space. Again, he's using the phrase the feral instead of Shimi. Like by virtue of picking this option, I'm choosing to like dehumanize her or something. But try an ear rub in its own way could also be dehumanizing in that it's touching her without her consent, without in a situation where she's not expecting you to touch her there, and also in a situation where she's drugged up and can't resist. It just, I don't know, it feels icky to me. I mean, like, I had to say how like you know what I mean? Like doing the ear rub, it feels vaguely intimate. Like it isn't exactly an act of intimacy. It's like that scene in Pulp Fiction where uh, the two hitmen are arguing and there's an argument over uh, uh, um, like a mob boss reacted violently to allegedly some guy giving his girlfriend giving the mob boss's girlfriend a foot massage, and what and they get into this argument like yeah, giving the boss's girlfriend a foot massage, like yeah, like he had to expect he was gonna get a beating after that, and the other guy's like what are you talking about? It's not like he was having sex with her. It was just a foot massage, and then the first guy comes back with like, would you give a man a foot massage? And that just shuts him right up, you know, like it's you know, you know what I mean? It's like the ear rub thing, even though it's not it's not on the surface like any kind of sexual act or something. It is an act of some kind of intimacy with someone who is still like very distant and afraid, and it probably wouldn't feel right about you taking advantage of her being drugged up. You know what I mean? Yeah, doesn't seem like a good choice for the Arab. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and drugged up. Yeah. I know that all that that long rambling. Yes, welcome to my channel. By the way, this has been a Tormuse tangent. I do that sometimes. I go rambling. That's the ADD in me. But no, seriously though, like that was all to say, like, yeah, the ear rub thing just feels wrong. Anyway, let's go with give the feral space, even though it's use of the phrase the feral doesn't feel right. But whatever. It's the less wrong option, I guess. It's like a one of those multiple choice tests back in high school or college where I'm like where it's like all these answers feel wrong, but I have to pick the least wrong one, or multiple, or the other way around. They all seem right, and I have to guess what the teacher thinks is the most right. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Anyway, my expression hardens as I watch Shimi teeter on the cusp of sleep. I've been pretty lucky with the feral care. This feral care in italics. I just wonder how long till my luck runs out. Excuse me. Badly injured and weak from starvation, I know that if she hadn't been brought inside, she'd be dead now. But still. I have a feral Nico at my dining room table. There's nobody on the planet who would think this is normal. Certainly not Mom. She'd demand that I drug you up and put you back outside before you freak out and murder me in my sleep. Not Mia. She'd call the police and they'd... well... no one would think this is a good idea, because it isn't. Well, there is one person. Goro thinks it's alright. But Goro isn't normal, and certainly not someone to go to for advice with this sort of thing. Feral just keeps looking at me. No, it's more looking past me, or through me. Shimi's eyes seem to only register and track movement, and all the while she gently rocks back and forth, motion aligned with her slow breathing. She rises with great effort. Again, she checks her stash behind the curtains, then makes her slow and sedated way back down the hallway and retreats into the dark recesses of the closet. Yeah, that does suck. Whoops, sorry, I didn't see when you left the message, so I didn't... Not sure which part you're reacting to there. And for the choices, oh yeah. Yeah, fair. uh, Dark recesses of the closet. At the same time Sheeny melts into the closet, Pepper materializes from her room, wrinkling her nose like she smells something unpleasant. She makes a beeline for me. I can already tell I'm not going to like this. Pepper, bored. Awesome. This is not awesome. Growing up together, Goro taught Pepper several games, or should I say, inappropriate versions of games. Uh-oh. Thumb wrestling, where the winner gets to pinch the loser. Rock, paper, scissors, where the winner gets to punch the loser in the shoulder. And a bunch of other Twitch reaction games where someone ends up hit or pinched. Oh, great. Like Pepper's favorite, which she calls simply a pinch or a punch, where, well, simply involves someone, that is me, flinching and then getting a pinch or a punch. Not hard, not any kind of abuse, just a playful, peppery love tap. But my shoulder is sore, all loved out from the last time she was bored and introduced me to a pinch or a punch. The worst part is, Pepper is really freaking good at these games. She's incredibly fast and her reaction time seems instant. Almost makes me wish I had rats in my basement as a way to keep her entertained. I mean, I don't really wish I had rats. Thank God I don't have rats. I don't even have a basement. Hey! She snaps her fingers. Big, bored, Pepper. Fun, together. Let's go! Alright, what can I do with Pepper? Still a little heady, coming down from the rush from spending time with the feral. My mouth simply blurts out an idea before my brain can check it. There's the park. The park? I thought you didn't want anyone to know you had Negos or whatever. Park? What? Where did that come from? Pepper's expression mimics my own feelings toward this incredibly bad idea. I quickly kill any trace of going to the park as an option. Heh, just kidding. I plead temporary insanity. I have no desire to be known as that guy with the Nikos, let alone that guy who takes his Nico to the park. Can you imagine? They'd toss me in the mental hospital. Pepper studies me for a full minute. Then, tired of not being rescued from her boredom, she drops a hand onto the counter and casually knocks a pen onto the floor. Ah, yes, that whole the cat-like tendency to knock things onto the floor. Hey, don't do that. She coyly looks away and does a wonderful job of failing to appear innocent. A grin grows across Pepper's face as her hand slides over to where my keys are. Teasingly using her pinky finger, she slides the keys to the edge of the counter where they perch ready to follow the pen to the floor. Pepper? Her unbroken stare holds the challenge. I want to be annoyed at this sassy, insolent brat, but I have to admit that her mischief is very well crafted. In a way, it reminds me of an unfiltered version of Goro. Ha. Why not bounce? I thought he liked the bounce game. Oh well. She's almost cute when she gets playful. Pepper picks up my keys and gives them a shake. The keys jingle. You are such a naughty cat. I hold out my hand, palm up, and wait for her to give me my keys. Hooray! Hey! And instantly after, I'd like to say that I'm hot on her tail, but in reality she easily outpaces me. Pepper reaches the end of the hall before I'm halfway there. She stops in her doorway, turns, jingles the keys, sticks out her tongue, and then steps into her room and shuts the door. The problem with Pepper's new game is that is my only set of keys. May never returned her set, probably on purpose. So if Pepper loses these... yeah, probably a good idea to make another set of keys just in case, but Anyway. Pepper seems to have completely vanished. There's not much in here. A desk, a dresser, the closet, and the window seat where Pepper sleeps, with this Nico-shaped pile of pillows and blankets. You'd think? Yeah. For the keys? Yeah. What why would he need multiple keys? Does he even have a car? I mean, there's a reference to Mia driving a car. Is that her car? Is it their car? There's never meant there's. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's been a reference to him driving a car. Didn't I think Goro had a car. I don't know. I'm just wondering aloud now. Yeah, I felt like I was gonna sneeze and then I didn't. Moving right along. Way too obvious. I quietly stepped towards the pile. Ah, back. Ah, what the hell? The slap on my butt caused my soul to leap out of my body. Turns out she wasn't hiding under the covers. She was in the corner right to the side of the door. Flinch, punch or pinch. Pepper sticks out her tongue and prances back down the hallway, jingling the keys over her head the whole way. No fair, you punched or pinched before I flinched. Aback. I have no idea how I missed seeing Pepper hiding, but now I know how the rats that lived in Goro's parents' basement must have felt. She set the perfect ambush and I stepped right into it. Rubbing my butt cheek to soothe the sting from the slap, I push away the paranoia telling me that Pepper didn't have enough time to make her bed look like she was hiding in it just now. She had to have set this up before she came to tell me she was bored, which is Goro-level conspiracy ridiculous. Or likely this is just how she left it when she woke up this morning. Or maybe she's more cunning than she looks. I mean, I'm telling you. Maybe they're all more cunning than they look. Oh well, moving on. I give chase again. I have to. I need my keys. Halfway down the hallway, I tense up and stop running. We'll see. Yeah. Jimmy's in the closet, hopefully asleep. We don't want to startle her any more than we probably already have. Pepper has again disappeared. She's not in the foyer or in the kitchen. She isn't in the living room. Claudia is. She pauses, straightening up the room as I rush in. Did you see where Pepper went? She got my keys. Claudia makes a face like she just swallowed half a lemon, then points towards the backyard. Pepper had better not lose my keys. Standing almost at the dead center of the backyard, Pepper displays empty hands, her lips curl devilishly. By her feet, turned upside down as Claudia's watering can. Let me guess, you've hidden my keys. I'm relieved. I'm also a little disappointed. That's the best she could do to hide them? But at least I'm not going to lose my only set of keys. I lift the watering can. Aha! But find nothing there, no keys, nothing, and my confused expression is followed by Pepper's teasing. Delighted that her ruse worked on me, her sinister smile turns almost sultry. Did protagonist fall for the same trick twice? Looking in the obvious spot? Oh well. Maybe she's punishing me for underestimating her, for allowing myself to be baited with an all too obvious trick. Twice. Yeah. Or maybe she's just a pain in the ass. Where are my keys? Pepper scratches her head as she looks around the backyard, acting like she doesn't know. Her sudden faux innocence does not bode well for this silliness being over anytime soon. Fine. Guess I'll play her dumb game. It's not like I have much choice. She wasn't out here that long. Still scanning around the yard. There are a lot of places where she could have hidden them. I'm starting to feel like a puppet. Look around the nearby plants to see if she dropped them there. Cold. What? It's not cold out. Oh, for goodness sake. Come on. She's playing the it's getting warmer kind of game. Protagonist being a bit dense. Oh well. It's not cold out here, it's warm. Smiling and gingerly stepping back and forth with an almost dance-like movement, Pepper watches me. She barely contains her excitement. Her tail is rigid in amused elation. The tip occasionally flips from one side to the other. I step over to the grill and open the lid. Cold, ha ha ha. Pepper hops up and down, her chuckles bloom into laughter. The grill is cold as in not heated from burning charcoal, but that's not what she's saying. I get the game. When I cross the yard, Pepper barks at me. Warm. As I move in a direction, Pepper gives cues to guide me towards where she hid my keys. Warm when I'm getting closer, cold when I'm moving in the wrong direction. He is dense, yeah. Yeah, I'm a puppet. This game could get annoying fast if we have to play it every time she gets bored. Guided by her temperature-based directions, I end up next to the bird bath. Pepper speaks of very alluring, hot. Sometimes Claudia fills the bird bath in order to draw birds to the yard, but that way she can watch them from her sunroom as they drink and splash about. But at this moment it's dry and empty, save for the set of keys that are perched in the middle of the bowl. Pepper claps her hands and spins around. I shake my head. As long as you're pleased with yourself. Finally I reach down to retrieve my keys. 9. 9? Ah! And Pepper jumps on me. As I turned away, she sprinted over 9 steps by her calculations, and left without me noticing at all. If I still had my back to her, this would have become a piggyback ride, but I turned towards her, causing her to land against my chest instead. Instinctively, I grab her, unbalance, and fall backwards. My keys fly off in some unknown direction, and we both tumble over. On my back, my hands still grip her thighs. Snickering, Pepper straddles me with her hands on my belly. Her skirt is full. I'll do specific description here. Okay. Catering to that certain demographic again. Her skirt is folded up and we're pressed against each other in a manner normally reserved for couples who are ... Sure as lol, yeah. Who are coupling. Flinched, a bunch, for a month, pinch or punch. She starts and taps gently on my sternum. Still stunned by the arousing position, I don't react at all. Sensing a shift in my mood, Pepper narrows her eyes at me curiously. Then, realizing the rather intimate position we found ourselves in, her expression slowly morphs from bratty bliss to mild confusion, ending with utter indignation. But she doesn't move to get off me. Oopsie. She blinks rapidly and swallows. Maybe it was all the running around, but things are very warm in the place where we're pressed together. A place that neither of us were thinking about just a moment ago, but like a sudden itch that wants to be scratched, that place is now the only thing either of us can think about? Are you sure that's what she's thinking about, though? Pepper's own dumbfounded expression mirrors mine, telling me that she's just as stunned and unsure about what to do as I am. What we should do is get up. Yeah, we should, but we haven't. Instead, we hold each other tightly, afraid to move. Pepper slowly exhales. Poopsie. Is that the source of warmth? It's the first movement either of us has made in several seconds. This feels wrong and also very, very nice. Our groins vibrate? Is that a cell phone? Pepper's instantly off of me. Her cheeks blush a deep red. Her eyes, as big as dinner plates, flash back and forth from my pants to my face. My groin vibrates again. I quickly rise and pull my phone from my pocket. I have a message. That's weird. Yeah, that's what's weird. Not the Nico lap dance. That wasn't weird at all. Pepper, beet red and glaring at me, fixes her skirt and straightens her top. Take a moment to compose myself and make sure I'm breathing properly. Why would I have a message? Mom doesn't text, Gora's at boot camp, and yeah, that's it. Well, it's gonna be from Mia, perhaps? Wow, Gora was right. I do need to meet more people. Yeah, it's Mia. It's from Mia. You said that out loud. Yeah, you did say it out loud. I'm gripping the phone much tighter than I intend to. I'd allow myself to forget about her. You said, like, did he pick up the keys? Did he end up picking up the keys? The last we heard of them, they flew off somewhere when Pepper jumped him. Anyway, I should ignore her text. I shouldn't read it. I shouldn't, but what did you do today? I lot of nothing on your phone, more nothing on the computer, watch television. Well, she's got. She does know him pretty well, it seems. What's with the binary at the top there? Does that spell something? I wonder. Maybe I'll look it up later. What did I do today? Well, earlier I spent time with a feral, and now my lap is still warm from where Pepper was straddling me moments ago. You know, Mia, typical day. I don't know. I have expected when not sure about the binary here. When Pepper said "oopsie poopsie" and the comment about the warm spot made me wonder: did she just poop on him? But it's seemingly maybe that wasn't what happened. I guess I don't know. Moving on. Basically, you did nothing again. Are you proud of that time wasted? Another day gone forever? What is going on with me? Like, what the hell? I mean, you know, talk about a toxic relationship. Like, she's coming back out of nowhere just to belittle him. Nothing constructive. Nothing. Not a. How was your day? She just. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. I shouldn't respond to her bait. I shouldn't, and yet my mind is already trying to craft a reply. Yeah. Yeah. It seems toxic. I mean, yeah. Ask her to give back the damn house keys. It's my only choice. I'm gonna save anyway on principle. I bite my lip. My thumbs hover above the phone. Wait, why is Mia messaging me at all? I mean, that is the question. Luckily, she's still pissed off that I didn't choose to give in to her and get rid of Claudia. In her mind, I chose Claudia over her. She's not done trying to punish me for it. Now be very Mia. Mia doesn't get angry when she's angry. Mia does angry things when she's angry. Just like the fight. As mad as she was, Mia never lost her cool. She stayed calm and control and just did very spiteful things in her typically efficient manner. But that can't be the whole thing. What is she up to? My hand's tense, tightening out around the phone. So what's the point, Mia? Why text me this bullshit? So I don't forget you? No, so I'll think about her. The difference is subtle but distinctive, and now I'm thinking about her. God damn it. I take a deep breath and grip my teeth as Mia's barb sinks deeper. It's a choice even if it's only one? I mean, for all I know, maybe I get other options if I chose other things earlier. Eh. Depends on how complex the story is here. My teeth as Mia's barb sinks deeper. You do nothing with your life other than hang out and cook. Back to a topic Mia and I would visit periodically. An argument for the sake of arguing. Nothing was ever good enough for you, was it, Mia? Even if I had a job or hobbies, you would have used them to belittle me. The hobbies, waste of time, the job, beneath me. Talking to myself again. You know what, Mia? I'm pissed off too. In fact, now I'm royally pissed off. Which was the reason why you messaged me. To aggravate me into thinking about you. Not the healthiest of relationships. I chastised Mia, finding the courage to say all the things I never said. You're spoiled and hateful. You always have been, but it was always aimed at other people. It wasn't until you turned that spite on us, giving me an impossible choice, that I opened my eyes and realized. Sorry, is this what he's actually texting? For that matter, I'm a bit confused. Are these things that he's saying out loud to himself, or... Anyway, moving on. I'm better off without you. Feels good to say it. So good that I find myself crafting a reply in my head. No technology. Okay, so I guess this is what he's actually texting. No technology today, Mia. Instead, I hung out with my 3 Nikos. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And I was just about to dry hump one of them in the garden. How do you like that for a wasted day? Okay, maybe he isn't actually saying this. Got an ad break coming up in 5 minutes, FYI. Anyway. By the way, give me back my goddamn house keys, you insufferable... A chill envelops my whole being as the ringing phone falls from my grasp and onto the grass. And I'm genuinely afraid to pick it up. From my grasp onto the grass, okay. Do I answer it? I'm not ready for this. This is a seesaw that I don't want to be on. God damn it. I reach down to pick up my phone, but my arm ignores the command from my brain. Swallowing hard, I force myself to... Oh, thank God. Come and call Mom. Mom, it's just Mom. Oopsie poopsie. Hi, Mom. Internally, I chuckle sourly. Wow, Mia sure can get under my skin. As Mom falls into her regular pattern of conversation, I release a long stream of breath. With it, a cool nothing works its way into my tight muscles. A welcome emptiness fills me, releasing much of my tension and bitterness. Yeah, I kind of wondered if we'd hear from her. Anyway. Like the clouds above, Mia's poison dissolves, passing far away from me. Mom continues talking, but my brain isn't connecting to any of it. My thoughts fill with everything that's happened in the past few weeks. Whoop, hold on, back up. Back the heck up. I saw it. Where was it? Happened? Happend? H-A-P-P-E-N-D? There's an E missing there. Gosh darn it. Does my name really appear in the credits as a proofreader? Because that reflects poorly on me. I demand my name be struck from the credits. I don't know. Maddie mentioned in passing that he credited me, and I'm like, oh crap. I didn't even play the whole thing though. But yes, there's a typo. That's a typo that should have been picked up by spell check. Because happened without the E there is not a word. Somebody didn't run this through spell check. Oopsie poopsie. Still helped, yeah. Anyway. I feel like I need a vacation. Mia would ask, a vacation from what? She's right about that. I don't really do much, but who cares? I enjoy my boring life. Don't I? I have to be honest with myself. I think I actually like taking care of the Nikos. Even if doing so is using up every bit of my energy and a big chunk of my money. Pepper eats like a horse, and... Mom's silence on the phone indicates that she asked a question. I haven't listened to a single word. Ad break has kind of been a minute and a half, by the way. Sorry, Mom. I'm in the yard and got distracted. Ask that again? She's asking about Mia. No, I haven't heard from Mia. I'll lie. I don't like lying to Mom. So, presumably Mom's aware that they've broken up then? Right. I really feel that's for the best. Well, if you feel that way, then that's what matters. Yeah, I do. If I can just forget about Mia forever, it will be the best thing for me. Looking around, Pepper and my keys are nowhere to be seen. One of them, blushing, walked back into the house. The other took flight earlier and landed somewhere in the flower beds. Probably. We continue to talk for a bit. Well, Mom does most of the talking, which is fine. Mom lists the same old complaints about her job, the city, and her apartment, and the same pleasures about her job, the city, and her apartment. My mood mostly settles into its normal state, only the slightest lingering bit of Mia, irritating like a bug bite, remains. I break in 30 seconds. Of course, I fail to tell Mom about Pepper and Shimi. There's no way she'd understand any of it, especially the feral. Instead, I just listen. I'm glad she called. Mom gets ready to wrap up. Hey, Claudia, Mom's on the phone. Claudia comes quickly, excitedly taking the phone. I don't need to say don't tell Mom about the Pepper or Shimi. Those secrets are safe. No, break is imminent. Mom's conversations with Claudia, just like her conversations with me, are always one way. They follow a predictable pattern. Okay, anticipating the ad break coming up, I think I'm just gonna take the break now. I will be right back. And I'm back again. Excuse me. Sorry, I was trying snacking a bit during the break. MC's response to Mom just seems he likes digging holes walking back. Yeah. Yeah, always one way to follow a predictable pattern. She'll talk for a while, telling Claudia about some birds that she's seen recently in the city, or about a dress that she saw that she's thinking of buying. Then Mom will ask if Claudia is being a proper lady, she's doing her chores, and if I'm taking good care of both of us. We'll end with Mom telling Claudia I love you very much, and how proud it makes her that Claudia is so reliable. And of course, how much Mom looks forward to seeing Claudia when she comes for a visit. Claudia will adore every moment of it. Claudia is entranced, simply and genuinely happy just to hear Mom's voice. I always feel a little bit like a voyeur watching Claudia express a joy from her childhood, kittenhood. All I know is that her happiness is infectious to the extent that even as an outsider simply witnessing it, I become changed by it. It is suddenly and softly the only emotion I know. At this moment, on the phone with Mom, Claudia seems to relive that time growing up when it was just the three of us. Mom taking care of me and Claudia the kitten. Claudia filled a gap that Dad's death left in Mom's life, but without the full commitment of raising a child. For Mom, Claudia was a cross between playing with dolls and a pseudo-daughter/pet. Claudia is, after all, capable and self-sufficient. She always has been, even as a kitten. The nail polish, hairstyling, chores, playing dress-up, companionship, all the human things, Claudia chose to do them with Mom. Funny, the only time she ever wore makeup was when she did it with Mom. She still does her nails, but I honestly think she just likes seeing the colors on her fingers and toes. I remember the day we got her. Seeing your first Nico in real life isn't something that you forget. Claudia would have fit right in at the kindergarten with me, except for the tail and ears. She was so nervous she didn't even know where she was allowed to stand, simply unfamiliar with our world. Mom immediately scooped her up and completely babied her. Well, human babied her. And certainly Claudia was scared, but also desperately seeking a connection to her new home, and Mom gave her, well, a mom. Unconditional love and encouragement. So Claudia followed Mom around the house, learning to help her with chores, everything but cooking. Too many stories about Nico's burning down some old building while trying to cook a rat. All the while Mom would be doling out attention, affection, and praise every time Claudia showed even the smallest hint of interest with their activities together. Very quickly, Claudia grew to love Mom, grew to love her attention, grew to love pleasing Mom. Looking back, I'm surprised we didn't play together more. Well, we did play a little, but it was mostly just me with toys and games, and Claudia sitting next to me watching. Although, she's always loved Star Trekkers. And now, seeing her old childhood joy come back to her every time she gets on the phone with Mom, it just seems so right. I hear Mom saying goodbye, promising lots of hugs and kisses, and telling Claudia to keep being the sweetest kitty on the planet. Claudia could not be happier. Love you, Mom. Bye now. Claudia hands me my phone, unable to hide her smile. She has no sorrow that the call has ended. She has no sorrow that the call has ended. Her only feeling is immeasurable joy that it happened. Okay, sorry. I was trying to figure out how to parse out that sentence. Anyway, a glee Claudia will carry with her all day, if not longer. It's just so odd to bring up sorrow. Like I guess it's saying that It's not like the call cheered her up. It's just she just feels joy. In the first place, I don't know. It feels like an odd sentence there. Anyway, moving on. It's a beautiful zen that she has about her, always able to hold on to the highlights without any regret that the event has passed. I'm kind of envious. Good. Mom is good? She beams brightly. Yeah. Are you happy you talked with her? I ask, even though I already know the answer. She giggles. Mm-hmm. Very much. Her bubbling joy is compelling, and I find myself grinning and giggling with her. I almost feel as if this time with her without Mia is a chance to relive those childhood moments that I missed. I half wonder if later on there's going to be a plot twist that, oh, actually the Nikos were able to talk in complete sentences all along, but they're just playing dumb for Protag's benefit. That's not an invitation to tell me if that's what happens, but anyway. Second chance to do things the way I should have. Get rid of it. The intrusive memory puts a deep dent in my good mood. I suppress it hard, focusing on simpler times. It struggles to grow. Maybe sensing what I'm feeling, Claudia steps closer and hugs me tight. Oh hey. Protag ear reveal. Although I think we did already see a picture of Protag. I mean, his portraits in the hang on the wall, and then the opening sequence. Yep, lol. Yeah, think so. Yeah, that does it. The sour memory of fighting with Mia fades, completely erased by Claudia's embrace. You always knew when I needed a hug. Once again, Claudia's soft and easy manner comforts and melts away every last bit of my tension. My face is buried in Claudia's hair, the scent of her shampoo and sweet musk of her skin flood my senses. A heady elation overcomes me as I accept and return her hug. Good. Sweet Claw is the sweetest kitty in the planet. Yeah, it is good. Throat got rough all of a sudden. Uh-oh. I enjoy this moment alone. Hot water feels great. For a change, everything feels Open, now. Pepper, shower time. Why? Pepper, no. Pepper, yes. Pepper's banging makes me flinch. I suddenly feel very vulnerable in my nakedness. Thank God I remembered to lock the door. The shower door has a lock? Or I guess maybe it's the bathroom door. Excuse me. When I'm done, Pepper. Wind, chime, sublime, give Pepper shower time. Did you ever just use the word sublime? When I'm done, you can have your fun. Great, now she's got me rhyming. Pepper seems to have forgotten about the thing that happened with us in the garden, or she's doing a hell of a job acting like it didn't happen. She's smart enough to know that no amount of banging and pulling on the door will make it unlock, I hope. Pepper also seems to have forgotten her shower routine. Like clockwork, after dinner I'd turn on the shower and she'd come running, leaving a trail of clothes from wherever she was to the bathroom. But this isn't your time. She's trying to wear me down so that I'll end my shower early and she can have her turn. It's working. Her whiny pleas and incessant knocking caused me to quickly finish up. It's gotten weirdly quiet. I wrap a towel around myself and cross to the bathroom door. Concerned that there may be a naked Nico standing there about to run me over to get to the shower, I open it and quickly sidestep. But no Pepper? Peeking around the corner reveals Pepper standing sideways with her arms crossed and her nose turned up. She is so weird. Don't want a shower now? Okay, I guess I'll turn it off. The incredulous look of shock on her face lasts but a moment. It's quickly replaced by her glaring daggers at me for suggesting that I might turn off the shower. Although really, it looks like she's just trying to hide how excited she is about the shower. I bite my lip to keep from grinning. I don't want to be cruel. I'm not convinced that the shower was her motivation for banging on the door, but moving on. The thing that happened in the garden was a bit awkward, so I don't think now is the time to clamp down on her spoiled nature. Save that battle for another day. While I'm sidetracked by these thoughts, Pepper becomes bored with being pretend angry at me. Her excitement gets the best of her, and she leaps past me towards the shower. Uh-oh, is this safe for Twitch? As soon as she's in the bathroom, she lets out a bark-like laugh and begins to strip off her clothes. Oh boy. Switch from angry to giddy and nude paralyzed me momentarily. Take way too long to snap out of it. I get the door closed way too late. I've seen more than I should. She... Like I said, catering towards a certain demographic. She has an extremely nice athletic body. I mean, okay. I mean, for a Nico, it sure is, yeah. Can't remember what I was planning to do now. Just don't think about Pepper naked. Or Pepper on top of me. Or Pepper on top of me naked. Shut up, brain. I suddenly feel like I need another colder shower. Well, source of the problem seemed to be a woman, or at least woman-shaped. Again, what are these quotes for? Is it, like it says Vanquisher. He's reading them on his phone. I don't. It keeps coming back to this. Is this some kind of framing device? I don't know what this is about. Anyway, moving on. Debating whether or not this is a good stopping point or something, but I guess I'll press on. Yeah, it is rather late here. It's like 1:30 a.m. My sleep schedule is kind of a mess, but whatever. I'm just gonna press on. Shimi doesn't join us for dinner, but that's not at all unusual. Sorry, not all that unusual. She ate a decent meal and got fresh bandages at lunchtime. Not too worried about her. Maybe it's guilt that spurs me to bring it up, but I couldn't think of anything that Pepper might want for a chores reward. And again, she didn't offer up any ideas. Anyway, after dinner seems like a good enough time to ask. I was thinking about what we could do tonight. Star Checkers! Let's save Star Trekkers for another night. I picture myself quickly losing as Pepper and Claudia team up on me again. I'll let them have fun beating me the stuffing out of me next time. I have a different reason for turning down Claudia's suggestion. I promised Pepper a reward for doing a good job in her chores. Yeah, Pepper, awesome, Nico. Pepper's grin drips with a buttery smugness and her tail lifts at the compliment, saying good job is being generous, but she's been making progress. So I think we should let Pepper choose what we do tonight. Unexpectedly, Pepper's excitement dampens. Suddenly, coy, she breaks eye contact with me. Shyness is the last thing I expect from the brat cat that always seems to be a step ahead. Come on, Pepper. I'm sure there's something that you'd like us to do together. Still avoiding eye contact, Pepper finally plucks up enough courage to say what's on her mind. Her voice is almost a whisper. Story time? Sure. I agree immediately, just to dispel this weird hesitation that's come over her. Thrilled that I said yes to her idea, Pepper's eyes get large and she gives an excited pant. However, I don't exactly know what story time means to Pepper. I hope I'm not expected to make up a story for her. I suck at improvisation. Reading something, maybe? I don't know if I have any books around here she'd even like. So, what kind of story time? Pepper rushes to her room, leaving my question unanswered. I hear the zip of her suitcase. She hasn't even unpacked yet. Even more reason to find things Pepper enjoys and make this feel like her home. Inappropriate. With Pepper out of earshot, Claudia shares a concern. Inappropriate. I wonder if she's saying that Pepper sprinting down the hall is inappropriate, or if Pepper could be grabbing something inappropriate, or even that I may have done or said something that could have been inappropriate. Never really considered that Pepper might own anything inappropriate. Are you, are you sure about that? I mean, she's Goro's Nico. Anyway, it's not like I can do much to curb Pepper's energy, and I don't think I was being inappropriate. Yeah. Give Claudia a non-committal response and a shrug. Pepper returns, holding something behind her back. Claudia's ears perk up in obvious curiosity. A concern surfaces over what Pepper's holding, which is silly. She couldn't have anything inappropriate, right? Pepper basks in a dramatic pause before revealing what she's been hiding. A well-worn hardcover. Okay, story time involves a book. That makes sense. Well, not really a book. Pepper has one of those fancy collections of comics or graphic novels, a bunch of issues all bound together. Pepper sheepishly hands it to me. Getting a closer look, my jaw drops open. Sin Kitty? Sin Kitty all the game? Okay. Wait, is it a pun of Sin City? Best Kitty. Inappropriate. Claudia's statement tells me that I am not hiding my shock well. She's a crime-fighting cat girl. And yes, totally inappropriate. Sin Kitty is the story of a nerdy guy and his domestic Nico. At night they become a superhero cat girl and her bumbling human sidekick. The franchise has had quite the evolution. Sin Kitty and Sidekick, aka Old School, started as a pretty lame comic book filled with puns that became a campy TV show, then a couple of low-budget movies, a line of toys. I think I still have one of the early Sin Kitty comic books somewhere. I was into the Sin Kitty Legends graphic novels at one time. That's when the whole concept became much more adult in the action, story, and art. There's another line of toys and even a couple of big-budget streams with some big-name actors. But then the Sin Kitty All the Game manga came out. Never read All the Game, but I remember the shitstorm that accompanied its release. Fans of the series mostly objected it for being too over the top with what was politely called the abject violence and completely degenerate lewd parts. Uh-oh. The comics are great. Time for the best kitty? Well, we shall see. Lewd parts. Is this Maddie apologizing for this entire game, perhaps, in an indirect way? Anyway, moving on. And Pepper has the whole Sin Kitty all game exclusively remastered, deluxe, and definitive special limited collector's edition hardcover. Astonished at what I'm holding, I turn back to Pepper. Why do you have this? Goro. She replies, beaming with pride. Of course, she got her crude sense of humor from Goro. Why not smutty literature, too? You want me to read this? Pepper nods enthusiastically as I realize what a stupid question that was to ask. Nikos can't read. The idea of reading this book to Pepper and Claudia makes me grimace, but I pretty much cornered myself. I did allow Pepper to pick the activity, and this is what she chose. If I say no, I'll lose all credibility and undo all the progress that's... Hey! Pepper claps her hands to bring my focus back to the present. She taps the book. Pepper, getting bored. Chores reward. Let's go! God damn it, Goro. I fake enthusiasm as, through a forced smile, I agree to read a violent and bawdy book to my demanding and spoiled Nico. Oh yeah, and also that comment about Nico's can't read. Could that be another assumption, another faulty assumption that he's making? Maybe. No, we'll see. Moving right along. With Pepper settled next to me on the sofa and Claudia on the floor across from us, I opened the book. Wonder if Shimi's going to come out for story time. The cat and sauce? Cute. There are plenty of places in the city where nobody wants to go, mostly because there aren't many people who want to be anywhere in the city to begin with. They come in for work and scurry away as soon as the sun sets, like roaches in reverse. Those who choose to stay get to deal with the finest criminal element the city has to offer. Dingy bars on dingier streets. Corners populated by the desperate, selling dreams to those even more desperate. The place is a shithole. A city of rats, in desperate need of a cat. By the way, I'm the cat. Oh yes, the opening panel at the very beginning of the game, it said I'm the cat. Anyway, it's my secret, but that's only because people are stupid. Only my one friend, Kick, has figured out that I'm her. Even Kick is stupid, but dumber than being friends with me. Nothing dumber than being friends with me. I'm the cat. Trouble is, not feeling up to a hunt at the moment. What do you do when the one thing that brings you joy starts to feel like a job? Sometimes a girl just needs a break. Sin Kitty, it's all a game, hanging on by a whisker. Someone had fun putting this together. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You want to know how I ended up here, right? Drinking myself stupid in a dive bar. I may have given Sin Kitty Protag too deep a voice. I mean, it did say that the Protag was the female cat girl, and the guy was the doofy sidekick, but eh. Anyway, I picked this voice and I'm gonna stick with it. Moving on. Well, it starts like a lot of stories. It starts with an X. One of the things nobody tells you about a hobby like mine is eventually any partner is going to start asking questions. Except once they ask those questions, she's burning the picture of her with the X. Is that sorry. Is that tough to, like, is that like a male Nico, or did she get it on with the human? Anyway, except once they ask those questions, they never like the answers. Maybe on moral grounds, maybe they don't like the hours, but either way, things fall apart fast after that. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Hope springs eternal, right? Besides, I'm full of shit. If I really wanted to take a break, I wouldn't be drinking in a bar filled with my enemies, the dirty rats. Here, kitty kitty. Oh. It's just randomly groping someone at the bar? That's not cool. I do like all the attention. Crack. Don't feel bad for these guys. They are the worst of the worst. They mug, they molest, they use all the toilet paper and don't replace the roll. Alright, maybe I made up that last one. But trust me, they're scum. The bad guys in the story. Really, really bad. Even worse than I am. Was Mickey Mouse ears? What? A city of rats, in desperate need of a cat. I'm the cat. So, what's the cure for a broken heart? Broken arm, a broken jaw, yeah, broken nose. Life's greatest lesson? Don't bullshit yourself. You'll never be happy if you try to be someone that you think others want you to be. Let's go. You can only be yourself. I'm the cat. Hey, Shimi did make an appearance. At some point, the sound of my voice brought Shimi out of her hiding place. I mean, hey, I'm telling you, I mean, like, if the Nikos are, you know, more intelligent, more cognizant than they're letting on, then maybe Shimi had a more rich and full life than we know before she ended up like beaten up and sitting on the doorsteps, and like maybe the the story of this a story of a cat girl who has agency in her life has some appeal, you know, to Pepper and also to Shimi, you know. Again, this is just me speculating out loud and stuff. Anyway, brought Shimi out of her hiding place. The Feral's ears scan all around. Her eye stays fixed on me, watching my mouth make words as I read aloud. She slowly circles the room, observing Pepper and Claudia, finally stopping by the curtains and the hoard she hides there. I can tell Shimi wants to check and make sure her trove is safe, but she won't while we're all here. She eventually settles on the floor, not too far from Claudia. Instead, her movements labored. She turns to me again when her eyes connect. The intense rush from her stare makes me quickly look away, focusing back on Sin Kitty. Claudia's ears perk as Shimi joins her. Distracted by Shimi for a moment, Pepper turns her focus to her book. Let's go. One more. Technically, I fulfilled my obligation to giving Pepper her chores reward, and fortunately, what I've read so far has been a lot milder than I expected. Claudia, reading my mind, smiles politely and lets me know. It's okay. Now you can't stop now. I mean, now that Shimi's come out. Like, everyone seems to be into this book now. We'll see, and heads up on the nudity is veiled, so it should be fine for Twitch. I like the voice for Sin Kitty is kind of noir, like which fits. I mean, that's what I was going for. Anyway, moving right along. Alright, Pepper, one more. Oh. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I'm going to kill him. I'm actually going to effing kill him. What time is it? Oh shit, he's gonna kill me. Blah blah, work blah blah, let's go. This is Kick, my friend, and my boss for my day job. By now, Kick's finished off two mocha caramels double espressos, and is vibrating with sugary, caffeinated anxiety. Blah blah, something something irresponsible. Okie dokie, Chief. Don't get your whiskers all quiver, Kick. I was just taking a cat nap. Deus Exterminator, Sin Kitty. Rough on rats. Blah blah blah, working your short game, Kit? It's not that I hate my job. It keeps the roof over my head and keeps Kick off my back. Mostly. Plus, you know, I do like hunting rats. Mumble, mumble, sticky. I'm an exterminator. You gotta admit, that job title is cool as hell. Okay. So they really are just exterminators? I was thinking it was going to be some kind of, you know, film noir story kind of deal. I mean, maybe it still is, I suppose. So she's not like a private investigator after all. I mean the whole stuff. Oh, I guess this doesn't show up in the history. I mean, the way Protag described it sounded like, you know, she's the lead and he's her dumb sidekick, but it's that scene there sort of sets it up like he's her boss, and like I don't know, maybe he's there to be the human front to their organization to give them this sense of credibility. Anyway, moving right along. You gotta admit, the job title is cool as hell. Exterminator. Be a cool name for some kind of comic book vigilante. An anti-hero who fights crime with a grudge, bottom of the barrel type. Untouchable. Rats are everywhere. Greasy spoon attached to a warehouse. Little bastards love this kind of place. Rats are everywhere. Grimy alley near a subway. Big bastards love this kind of place. If I'm being honest, sometimes work could be a little more satisfying. Then again, that's what hobbies are for. Not really much of a public speaker, but I did try to put a lot of emphasis into the reading to keep it interesting for the girls. It seemed to work. She couldn't understand a word of it, but she was attentive and relaxed. What do you mean she couldn't understand a word of it? How do you know? How do you know what she can and can't understand? Anyway, well, as relaxed as Shimi can be. And Claudia looks happy, even though she's probably just being polite. High tension or violence aren't really her thing. She likes nature programs and occasional romantic comedy. I think she's enjoying all of us spending time together more than anything else. Seems he's assuming things. Yeah, you think? He seems to do a lot of that, really. Anyway. As for Pepper, she's still grinning from ear to ear. Even though she must have heard the story dozens of times, judging by the wear of the pages, she's been hanging on every word, panting with excitement and grabbing my arm at the peaks of action. One more? Oh, we get more? Excellent. Maybe not. Yeah, so it's actually did he actually get a framed picture of the three of them together? That's cute. Anyway, life, believe, is not a dream, so dark sages say. Off a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Okay. A few days later. Okay. Yeah, I did say I was thinking of wrapping the stream up. This seems like it might be a good stopping point in between days. Plus, I need to get a bite to eat. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, what can I say? Like, I was prepared to play this anyway, but, like, Maddie's comments in chat the other day, it sort of feels like he's going, heh heh heh, you know, snickering behind his head, like, wait till Torbuse sees whatever's going to happen. Like, it does give the, it gives a sense that there's, you know, some foreshadowing going on and some things being set up that I might not, you know, be fully aware of yet, and I don't know, like Like I said, so, prepared to give it a chance to like see what's coming. Speculate about what's coming. Just mostly just being willing to speculate and stuff. I guess we'll see where that goes. Yeah. On that note, I guess we'll see about who to raid. I think I might like to give. I'm going to give Babaginator a raid. This is a total genre change. He's playing The Long Dark. It's a survival crafting game. But Baba's cool. He's a published poet, author of poetry, and just I don't know. He has a redeem where you can get him to read poems from his book, and he's got a I don't know. He's got a sort of an ASMR quality to his voice. I'm not talking him up too much. I should just get this raid started. Um, but yeah, I'll always. Despite the genre change, let's just give him a raid. But yeah, yeah. What can I say? Yeah, this game does still feel like it's hovering around that that fan service territory, that catering to a certain demographic kind of territory, and I'm sort of anticipating a shift into having a more serious tone or something. I don't know. It's hard to say what direction it's going to go in so far, but I don't know. I'll keep at it. But that's all for now. Until next time.